Hey there, KlicKNettars. Welcome to Wkly Hit List Live. As you see, it's live. So I've got to put the live. Sorry. I've got to make sure to tell everyone that this is live. All right, so it's 1:02 a.m. right here in Italy, which means it's 7:02 p.m. in New York City. As you can see, I'm still vacationing right here in Italy. But before we get into our 7-day roundup, our sneak peek of the week, and all that other stuff, we got some breaking news. Just a couple of hours ago, it was first reported by the Hollywood Reporter that Avengers: The Kane Dynasty will be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, the same director for Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, as you can tell, I'm really excited about this because, well, I saw how he handled Shang-Chi last year, and I think that Destin is going to do a great job directing Avengers: The Kane Dynasty, which is set to be in theaters May 2nd, 2025. Now, I've been wondering this all day as to who's going to direct Avengers: Secret Wars, which is supposed to be in theaters November 7th, 2025. I mean, is it going to be Destin again, or is it going to be someone else? They didn't really announce that today, but we may know probably in the coming years. I mean, up until Secret Wars. So let me just get out of that. Let me turn off the breaking news. And let me just share with you what we have today, or should I say what we have tonight on KlicKNet. There you see the official site of Kwame Alexander. Now, as I click out of that, it's time for. It's time for the 7-day roundup. Man, oh man. Did I ever have fun that Saturday? FakeTV Box went live for the first time in forever to cover all the breaking news out of San Diego Comic-Con Saturday. Now, in my opinion, DC may have offered its fans some awesome sneak peeks of Shazam and Black Adam earlier in the afternoon, but I would say that Marvel Studios won the night. The Marvel panel was doing nothing but shooting shooting fireworks all night, and they made the DC panel look like sparkles. So we'll talk about all later. But I want to talk about something I realized this past weekend, and that is, I said before that I'm considering moving the Wkly Hit List, both the posts and the live streams, to a different day of the week than Tuesdays. But I also thought to myself, why wait till next year when right now seems a lot better? So with that in mind, new posts and new episodes, I'm announcing this right now, new posts and new episodes of Wkly Hit List will remain on Tuesdays until the end of the summer. And then sometime in the fall, they'll all be moved to Saturdays. That's because the latest episode of FTB, it made me realize that even though Saturday movie cartoons and 2-hour primetime blocks on Saturday nights are a thing of the past now, but Saturdays can still be fun if you do your own broadcasts on YouTube. So you don't feel nothing. So don't feel that nothing great can ever happen on this day anymore. So you don't feel that nothing great can ever happen on this day anymore. Of course, one thing I like about this the most is that I'll get to change the 7-day roundup from Saturday to Friday. In the meantime, it'll just stand as from Tuesday to Monday. Now, as you can see from the 7-day roundup, we got the news from last Tuesday that the House of Representatives voted 267 to 157 to codify a same-sex marriage bill nationwide. Last Wednesday, rumors were swarming that Henry Cavill will reveal Superman's DCEU future at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Last Thursday, United States President Joe Biden tested positive for COVID-19 with experiences of mild symptoms. On Friday was a big shocker. Vince McMahon announces retirement as chairman and CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. On Saturday, Marvel Studios reveals at San Diego Comic-Con that Phase 6 ends with, as you guessed it, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars. Just one second. Okay. On Sunday, heat waves scorched the northeast of US, New York, and Boston, with continuing temperatures skyrocketing. And yesterday, the shocking news came out that Full Frontal with Samantha Bee is cancelled after its current 7th season on the TBS network. Now, I'm a big fan of Full Frontal with Samantha Bee since it premiered in 2016, and well, it's one of the reasons why I started doing this channel. So, for a closer look at all this news, we come to this. Never mind that. So here he is, According to The Hill, House passes bill protecting marriage equality with 47 GOP members saying yes. That was last Tuesday. According to one of my favorite sites, The Direct, Henry Cavill surprise Superman announcement reportedly comes soon. Now, understand, these were just rumors. These were just rumors that came out last Wednesday. Unfortunately, they never came to fruition, and Henry Cavill never showed up to the DC panel at San Diego Comic-Con last Saturday. Very disappointing. Here we got from Variety how President Biden tested positive for COVID. This was last Thursday's news. The big news out of last Friday was Vince McMahon retiring from WWE amid scandal, but we'll get into that later. Now we come to Entertainment Weekly, who reported Marvel Phase 6 to cap a multiverse saga with Marvel Studios, The Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. These are two Avengers movies coming out in the same year, but we'll get into that later. Just real quick, from CNN, more than 90 million in the United States endured alarmingly high temperatures Sunday as heat wave persists from mid-south to northeast. And finally, the shocking news from yesterday on Monday that Samantha Bee's Full Frontal has been cancelled at TBS after 7 seasons. It's terrible news. But I would say that Full Frontal has had a great run. Although I guess some people would say they were going on to like maybe for 10 years. But apparently there was the report said that TBS and Warner Bros. Discovery was changing its programming strategy. So we can look at this as a casualty of the Warner Bros. Discovery merger. But despite this, I say that TBS and TNT and other networks of channels are doing great for themselves with all the wrestling and the basketball and the baseball. So now we come back to the blog. So we're done with that. Now we move on to the sneak peek of the week. The roundup going from Tuesday to Monday doesn't make sense to me anymore, and I can't wait to change it when I move Wkly Hit List to Saturdays this fall. Big announcement. Another thing that didn't make sense to me was something that happened last Saturday at the San Diego Comic-Con. Not only did Marvel Studios confirm that Phase 4 of the MCU will end this year with the release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever on November 11th, but they said that Phase 4 will begin next year, February 17th, 2023. That's 2 days before my birthday. It all kicks off with Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania and ends with the Thunderbolts coming to theaters July 26, 2024. But as you guessed, it didn't stop there, because Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige gave us a sneak peek of Phase 6 of the MCU, which brings us to our sneak peek of the week. So let me mute myself for 1 second. Okay, so here's something I dug up from a channel called Soups, whose host was there for the H-Hole Marvel Studios panel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Alright guys, after a long day, Marvel Studios is up next on Hall H. This is what we came for. Whoa. Let's go! The alarm's been cleared. Kevin Feige's about to come on this stage.
Hall H. When I was on this stage in 2019, we introduced Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And believe it or not, almost everything we announced that day has come to fruition. And now, believe it or not, we are approaching the end of Phase 4 when She-Hulk Attorney at Law comes out. And this November, Phase 4 comes to a close with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Black Panther is the end of Phase 4. What in the heck is Phase 5?
Yo! Oh my God!
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicks off Phase 5 on February 17th. We've got, coming to Disney Plus, Secret Invasion. Finally, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out in May. We are shooting right now our new series for Disney Plus, Echo, and I can't wait for you to meet all of her characters. We are in production on The Marvels, the sequel to Captain Marvel 2. Loki Season 2 is shooting right now. Blade, starring Mahershala Ali, comes out November 3rd, and we start filming this October. Our series Ironheart is a part of Phase 5, shooting right now. Turning in her own series, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. And I am very happy to confirm that Sam Wilson will be appearing in the next Captain America film, which is called Captain America: New World Order. And rounding out Phase 5, we have a series on Disney Plus. This is very special. It is going to be an 18-episode first season. 18 episodes.
Yes!
Daredevil: Born Again. And starring in that show are two people I hope you've heard of, Mr. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. The end of Phase 5, July 26, 2024, with this. The Thunderbolts capping off Phase 5, and we will go through the team another day. There are many more surprises to come. If you guys wouldn't mind looking ahead a little bit with me to Phase 6.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Phase 6, confirming Fantastic Four is on November 8th, 2024. Now, there's a lot of dates there, and I am not going to be plenty of time to have more surprises to take you through everything. But you might want to know how Phase 6 ends. And there are two films that bring Phase 6 to a close.
All right, that's it from our sneak peek of the week. That was very interesting to me, but what didn't make sense to me, I'll show you in 1 minute. The thing that didn't make sense to me is that they said most studios would have some of its most exciting reveals until they would save some of its most exciting reveals until the 2022 D23 Expo this September. We never thought they would tell us anything about Phase 6 now. I mean, just explaining Phase 4 and Phase 5 and the multiverse saga of the MCU would have been fine for us, just fine. And I wondered during the 96-minute live episode of FakeTV Box last Saturday, I believe that they should have kept Phase 6 a secret until the Disney Expo. In other words, wait until September to reveal that there will be two Avengers movies in one whole year. I mean, that's why most studios will release Avengers: The Kang Dynasty on May 2nd, 2025, and we already know this. Avengers: Secret Wars on November 7th, 2025. Now I'm wondering how they are going to pull all this off in 3 years. But if one of us could put two Matrix movies in the same year, then to corner phrase from a basketball Hall of Famer, anything's possible. So now we're done talking about the sneak peek of the week. It's time for the inside scoop. Our inside scoop this week concerns professional wrestling. It's literally the only excuse to wear. Well, it's only excuse for men to wear onesies. Yeah, that's right, babies. You're not pulling off, so put on some jeans and a button down like a real person. Now, I could talk about how well All Elite Wrestling (AEW) has been doing lately. I could talk about Ring of Honor's latest pay-per-view last weekend, Death Before Dishonor. But no, because we're going to talk about what's going on with the WWE and what's next for the company. I mean, just to put this out of the way, WWE Monday Night Raw returned to Madison Square Garden in New York City last night with an appearance from the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the 20th anniversary celebration of Rey Mysterio's WWE career. Then this coming Saturday is SummerSlam live on Peacock from the Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, where you'll see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar in a last man standing match for the undisputed Universal Championship. But the big news isn't what's in front of the camera. It's what's going on now behind the scenes. Last Friday, as we just mentioned, longtime chairman and CEO Vince McMahon announced his retirement as a pro wrestling promoter. I'm assuming that some people know that McMahon was in the news last month in June for some serious allegations that led to him resigning as CEO and chairperson. This concludes. Let's just leave it at this. This is going to conclude a quick recap of the past. Well, here we come to the now and the future after Vince McMahon's retirement. After it was announced last Friday, WWE and its board of directors officially announced yesterday that in its place will be a pair of co-CEOs with Stephanie McMahon, also the chairwoman of WWE, and Nick Khan. No relation to Tony Khan, the longest tenured CEO in pro wrestling currently today. And there you see the tweet that Vince McMahon sent out last Friday. It says, "At 77, it's time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever together. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag thankful." And here's a tweet sent out from Bleacher's Report afterwards, how Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan will serve as co-CEOs of WWE moving forward. But the changes don't stop there. That's because WWE and the board of directors also announced that WWE executive Triple H will officially assume all responsibilities related to WWE's creative, in addition to his regular duties as vice president of talent relations. I mean, finally, WWE fans have wished for this, and there's a new head of creative now. I mean, back when Triple H was fully in charge of NXT during its Black and Gold era, his job included heading up creative and talent relations, so running Raw and SmackDown this way won't seem to be a problem for the 14-time world champion. Now, this brings us to what could be next for WWE, and here were some answers. It's a channel called Wrestle Talk.
Well, I guess we're back once again. It's some breaking news. And if you're getting tired of me saying that, tell the wrestling news to calm down. But actually don't, because it's very exciting. Welcome to the Wrestle Talk News Breaking News edition. Once again, we've got all the fallout as we expected with this whole Vince McMahon retiring story that's been coming out. We expected some sort of fallout to be coming over the coming weeks and months, and we're getting drips and drabs of that change coming through. So one of these things, as you've probably seen from the title of the thumbnail, is that Triple H will be now, in Vince McMahon's absence, will be heading up creative in WWE. This comes from an official WWE statement, because the previous thought and reports going on was that Bruce Pritchard was going to take over creative, at least for now, and Vince McMahon would stay around and kind of provide him with some guidance during this kind of like transitional period. However, that appears to not be the case, because according to this official WWE statement, it announced the official appointment of what we already knew from Vince's retirement statement, saying that Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan are going to be co-chief executive officers, CEOs. Stephanie's been appointed chairwoman of the board, and Nick Khan will continue to serve as a member of the board. And those appointments follow Vince McMahon's retirement, his announcement on Friday. Additionally, now this one's thrown in as a little, like, almost like an aside, just like a little, this doesn't really matter. Additionally, WWE executive Paul Levesque, that's Triple H, will assume all responsibilities related to WWE's creative, in addition to his regular duties. Now, this, of course, comes off the back of Triple H saying that he was back, and WWE announcing to everyone that, like, hey, welcome back, Triple H. And everyone was like, what do you mean he's back? And it came out afterwards that he was going to be assuming the head of talent relations role, which is the role previously held by John Laurinaitis. And everyone thought, okay, that's what they mean by he's back, in that he's going to be heading up talent relations. He was already back doing kind of his corporate work, his other corporate work beforehand. But now we're seeing that he's actually going to be doing head of talent relations, and he's going to be heading up WWE Creative, which is a really big deal, because if you've been around on the internet since, in the wrestling community since, I don't know, maybe 2013, 2014, the constant sentiment from online fans was, well, once Triple H takes over WWE Creative, everything will be okay, because he has such a good track record of his work on NXT and building up that black and gold brand from like 2012, when it got its official rebrand, up to about 2019. It was arguably like the best wrestling in the world, which is like, that might be a bit hyperbolic, because you also have stuff like New Japan had its like amazingly awesome era during that time too. But I would argue that maybe NXT was possibly the most consistently good wrestling product. Maybe that's also incorrect. Regardless, it's incredibly well liked by a huge portion of wrestling fans. And that is almost, I don't want to say entirely, because I don't want to take away from the talent of the performers or any of the other people that worked on, like set design and the commentary and all that stuff that go into it. But it was all headed up by Triple H, and he made sure that he had the right framework for those people to flourish from his time in NXT. And we saw that, when they were having their panic booked shows, when like talent got stranded in Saudi Arabia, they had the NXT invasion onto SmackDown, and Triple H was a kind of like a big forefront of that episode as well, which again was really highly received. This feels like, once again, this is what me and Temper said in our breaking news video on Friday when Vince McMahon announced his retirement. This feels like the start of change. And this is one of those instances of change is coming. And this, because a lot of the transitional stuff through Vince's retirement, when you hear that Bruce Pritchard's still going to be heading up creative, you're like, okay, well, it's still going to be a Vince McMahon product. It's still going to be mostly the same. A lot of Vince's ideas are still going to carry on through Bruce Pritchard. He's very much a Vince kind of guy. Nothing much is really going to change. However, now we have Triple H in charge. And if we have Stephanie McMahon as co-CEO and chairwoman, and we have Triple H as now head of creative and head of talent relations, and you can obviously see from the huge amounts of talent that have a lot of respect for Triple H, that he's pretty well liked from his time in NXT, kind of like the daddy of NXT. And, you can see him on documentaries and all that stuff. Like, people seem to have a very positive view of Triple H, especially in that talent relations role. And we as fans have seen him as head of creative during his time in NXT, and we really liked that. So if this is a direction that WWE wants to go, where they have Triple H as head of creative, and he actually gets to do what he wants to do for creative, if he's going to be the guy that talent is going to come to and pitch their ideas and storylines to, you'd think from his history that he's going to be more receptive to that sort of thing than Vince was, than a lot of other Vince's, right-hand men picked people would be. Maybe this is the start of, a bit more creative control for the talent. Maybe this is something to get excited over, and this is actually going to be a legitimate change in WWE's programming going forward. This feels like we're on the precipice of a big change in WWE, and we're going to have to see how this plays out, because I'm genuinely stumped. I don't know how to feel. I'm excited about WWE's programming, which makes a nice change. And I don't think necessarily we're going to see these changes, come into effect immediately. But also this might affect a lot of talent who were released over the last couple of years. Like Samoa Joe got released in 2020, and Triple H was the guy who said, no, we're going to bring him back. And he fought to get Samoa Joe to re-sign into NXT. Granted, he then won the NXT Championship, relinquished it, got released. But the thought was there for Triple H. He cares about certain talents and he wants to get them back. Maybe there's some talents that have been released over the last couple of years that haven't been signed to another big company that Triple H would be looking to get back into the fold. Someone like, I don't know, a Bray Wyatt who, got his start in NXT, in Triple H's NXT. That's where the Bray Wyatt character debuted. Maybe he's going to be more tempted to come back now that Triple H is the one that he's going to be, talking to. Like, Triple H has had a track record of smoothing over problems with people that have beef with WWE, and specifically Vince McMahon. Like he managed, I believe, don't quote me on this one, but I think he was kind of like the big catalyst as to why they were able to make amends with Bruno Sammartino and induct him into the Hall of Fame. Like, Triple H was the guy who made that happen. He's very good at kind of smoothing things over and being a good intermediary between talent. So if that's the guy that's going to be head of talent relations and head of WWE creative, and people can feel comfortable coming to Triple H and pitching their characters and ideas, that is a huge win for the fans, for the talent, for the company. Like, it's a win all around. If this is the direction WWE is going, this is a huge shift. This is a statement, not literally a WWE.com statement, but a statement made by WWE to say this is new. And this is something that, not just in the breaking news video, but something that me and Tempest spoke about on the Wrestle Talk podcast episode on Saturday, saying that WWE can take this opportunity. With Vince McMahon retiring, they can take this opportunity to reinvigorate the product, revamp it, and make a statement and say, right, the Vince McMahon era of WWE is done, and we can respect that legacy and we can respect the work that he's done, but we can move past it and make something new. And this feels like this is the start of their vision. This is the start of something new. Whether that actually translates into tonight's episode of Raw or SmackDown this coming week, I don't know. Maybe it's going to take a transitionary period. Probably is. And maybe there'll be things where, maybe they'll want to get rid of Kevin Dunn over time, because Kevin Dunn might not even want to stay around. He's such a Vince McMahon guy. Maybe that will lead to some more change. I don't know. But this is an incredibly exciting period for WWE. I'm really curious to see what happens from here. All these changes that are happening right now, I think, are only leading to better things for WWE. And that's great. Contrary to what a lot of people think, I do want WWE to do well. I like them to put out good wrestling. That would be great. So if we're going down the route where we can get that, that's a thumbs up from me. So yeah, please leave me your thoughts about what you think about Triple H being head of WWE Creative, because this is something that people have been speaking about since like 2013, of being like, well, when Triple H takes over WWE Creative, that's when WWE is gonna flourish. These are the two things that people have always said. When Vince McMahon leaves WWE and when Triple H takes over creative, that's when WWE will be good. We now have both of those things. So we'll have to wait and see if it actually translates into a good product. Let me know what you think in the comments about this news. And if you haven't, of course, please do like and subscribe. We do wrestling news videos, daily wrestling news videos, and of course, these breaking news videos when these huge stories break too. So stay tuned for a lot more. Stay tuned to WrestleTalk.com for any more updates that come out. And like I said, like and subscribe to this channel as well. I've been Shopper Pete Quinnell. Thank you so much for watching. Jam that jam. And also, oh my God, wrestling news. There's...
All right. So we heard from Wrestle Talk. Now you're about to hear from me. So my thoughts about this, well, it goes like this. Now, I've been a full-time of WWE since 2005. I've seen the product change over all these years. I've seen talent come and go. I've seen moments that I'll remember for a long time, and no moments for a long time. Now, knowing that Vince McMahon will no longer be in charge of creative, and someone like Triple H will take his place is a huge win, because it wasn't until mid or late 2014 that I started to become interested in NXT due to the incredible work that was being done by Triple H. What is very important to understand is that the product on TV right now is not going to change right away, but we can expect something new out of WWE over the next couple of months. And if Triple H could inject that same magic of the black and gold era of NXT into the main roster, then, like the song from the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer, everything's gonna be alright, cause we're gonna be alright. I didn't make that. Oh, that's a real song. So, what was the end of today's episode of Wkly Hit List? But before we go, let's talk about our celebrity of the week. Now, today's celebrity of the week, as you can probably guess, is someone very recently in the news. And I have trouble pronouncing his name. So his name is Tanish Werda, who starred in The Forever Purge and Madras, and he is set to star in Black Panther Wakanda Forever's Namor. So that's the end of our episode of Wkly Hit List. But before we go, I want to announce that new episodes of FakeTV Box will be coming this August, and I would like to announce that come September that I'll be out of Italy and moving back into our main studios in New York City. So until next week, or until the next episode of FakeTV Box, thank you for joining us tonight. And you can catch every episode of FakeTV Box and Wkly Hit List right here on KlicKNet. It's finding a channel. So, like I say, at the end of every episode, be sure to like, comment, and share. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. So, thanks for checking us out, and I'll see you next time on Wkly Hit List with Kwame Alexander. Bye.